Welcome back to Yoki's Kitchen, not the perfect kitchen. So today we're gonna have us some fried chicken, well, some extra crispy fried chicken and pancakes. I wanna show you, or let me show you how to accomplish that extra crispy fried chicken without the egg wash. I have all of my seasonings here now. This doesn't have to be a exact. If you don't want to use something that you see on here, you don't have to use it, and that is completely fine. So with that being said, let's season some chicken. So I already have my oil on the stove. We've already accomplished 350 degrees on that oil. So let's get started. Now, we are going to be building layers of flavors or seasonings when we are doing this. So first I'm going to use some yellow mustard. However much your heart desires is completely fine. We are gonna go in with some Maggie's chicken bouillon. I am also going to go in with some paprika. That paprika is going to give it some very nice color. You can use smoked or regular paprika, it's fine. We are gonna also use some adobo. Now this adobo has coriander in it, and but you can use whatever it is that you want to use. I am also gonna go in with some onion powder. We are gonna go in with some garlic powder. As well as some black pepper. Now remember, all of this is optional. If you don't want to use it, you ain't got to use it. It ain't no big deal. Season your chicken how you prefer or how it is that you like. I am also going to use some Danos. I don't know why I love Danos so much. This has such a nice flavor to it, and it does not have a lot of sodium. And we're gonna just hit it one time with that good old-fashioned Lawry seasoned salt. Now, like I said, we are building these flavors with these seasonings. We are going to also season our flour as well as season our dredge. So just mix this up. Doesn't have to be perfectly mixed up because we are going to put this into a wet batter and then into a dry batter and then vice versa. So it doesn't have to be completely covered, but I didn't want, or I don't like to not season my chicken, although I am seasoning my flour. So that is how we are looking. So now we're going to make our dry flour part of this. To a bowl, you are going to add, depending on the amount. Oh, well, let me tell y'all this first before we go any further. My chicken has been washed with vinegar and baking soda. All right, so we're gonna put in, depending on the amount of chicken that it is that you are cooking, is pretty much gonna depend the amount of flour that it is that you're gonna use. This is roughly about, let's go about 3 cups of flour. Just so that you don't have, or if you get some lumps, it's not all clumpy when you're actually moving your chicken back and forth through that flour. All right, so we're gonna go in with some garlic powder. Now you can use or season the flour the same exact way you season the chicken. It is completely up to you. If you wanna add something a little bit different, please do so. But I am just going to repeat everything that I used in my, when I was seasoning my chicken. So we'll just run through that very quickly, like such. You don't have to be too heavy-handed because we have to season our dredge, which is the liquid part of the flour. So take it easy, don't be too excited. One thing I did not use on my chicken was a package of Sazon Goya. So we're gonna put that in there. This is also gonna accomplish some very nice color, and as well as a little bit of cornstarch. So we did, that was like 3 cups of flour, and I'm gonna go probably a little bit less than 1/4 cup of cornstarch. Mix this up until everything is nice and combined. Now, I will recommend that you taste your flour because this is a part of your seasonings. All right, now let's make the wet part of it. Again, measure with your heart. Depending on how much chicken that is that you have, we're gonna go about 2.5 cups of flour. We're going to make the wet portion of it. Season it again. Garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, adobo. See how I'm not really abusing the seasonings because everything has its own carrier. A little bit of Lawry's. We're gonna put us another sazon Goya. Mix all your seasonings together and we are going to add water. Add your water into this because this is going to be the wet batter portion of our chicken fry. Just keep adding that. Until you get you a nice consistency, almost like pancake mix. Get that mixed in. And I am also going to add some sriracha to this batter. So you're going to mix this until you have you a nice, not too thick consistency, but not very runny. So if you tap the back of your spoon in it and it has a nice coating on it, that means you're done. So now your chicken is going to go into the dredge and then into the flour. Into the dredge, into the flour. And you're going to repeat this process until you have everything nice and coated. You want to also make sure that it's on a rack because you do not want to fry the excess flour because it will cause your grease to burn. So you're gonna put it on the rack and you're gonna give it a second to kind of hang out. Oh, like such. And so my chicken was very cold when we were doing the wet, dry dredge. So now the chicken is probably right at about room temperature. Do not put cold meat into hot grease. It's going to unbalance the heat of your grease. So it's gonna, the chicken is just not gonna fry properly. So we have our grease currently at 350 degrees. This is exactly where it is that I want that. And I am going to slowly add my chicken into my Dutch oven. So I did shake off a lot of the excess flour. So as you can see, it almost looks like it has cornflakes on it. You see that? And it is still quite dry. So this is how you want your chicken to look. You're gonna drop that into your hot oil. And you're going to let that cook for about 10-12 minutes. Been about 13-14 minutes Everybody in here is floating. And look at that beautiful golden brown chicken. Set this on a cooling rack. Do not put this on a napkin because you want it to drain so that you can accomplish that nice crispy coating on your chicken. And repeat the process. Got our second batch. We're going to take this second batch out. Look at that. This is the second batch. We're going to take this out. We're going to give the grease time to come back to temperature. And while we're waiting to put in our third batch, we're going to start on our pancakes. So while I wait for the grease to come back to temperature, let's start the pancakes. I'm gonna put just a little bit of Pam on our skillet. And add our pancake mix. Now, just follow the directions on the box. It's not difficult. Get you a couple pancakes going. So our pancake is dry around the edges and we have quite a bit of bubbles in the center. So at that point, you will just flip that over and let it cook on the other side. And there you have it. That extra crispy fried chicken and pancakes. Of course, you got to put that syrup on it. Let's get this crunch. Take this one right here. Look at that. How beautiful is that chicken? Seasoned to perfection. Everything is playing their part. That is good. Let's get these pancakes. Oh, where you going? Nice and fluffy. What a combination. But the star of the show is this absolutely beautiful, crispy fried chicken. So, what did you think? What did you see? How did you feel? Let me know. Drop it in the comments. Did you feel a little hungry? Are you feeling a little hungry? If you try this recipe, please let me know. Because I can tell you 100% it is wonderful. So with that being said, Yoki Gang, thank you. Thank you so much for supporting the channel just by watching this video. And y'all know I love me some good food, but I love y'all for life. Muchos besitos.